Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Halal boys are back. In fact, the Halal boys are here for the first time because we have a new channel, we have a new home. If anybody is a bit suspicious about, 3,000 subscribers, what is this?
Let's shout out to Zafri. Shout out to the boy Zafri.
Yeah, he made a proposal that we take this podcast and move it to his channel. There's some of his content that is still up on this channel, so it's like a whole bunch of random memes and things like that.
Give it a watch, give it a look-see, see what it's about.
Please do. And he asked if we can do it just so that there's constant content on the channel. So yes, we have now taken over. Let me steal a cantaloupe.
Sweet melon.
No, what do the Ameris call it? Cantaloupes.
Cantaloupes.
I heard that breast milk tastes like sweet melon juice. I saw that in Friends, but
I'm not qualified to answer that question. I mean, I was, but not anymore. I mean, we've all been at that stage at some point, yes, But right now, I think it's ethically.
I could have answered it a couple of months ago. No.
Wow.
No.
That's a fine way of stating, Siraj's love for the mothers.
No.
For the mothers out there.
No. Okay.
That's his type.
Before we get into the meat and two veg, obviously you guys
and
already
the cantaloupe
and the cantaloupe.
Okay, can we just take a minute? Man's here. Like, I'm actually looking at it now. Like,
Thank you.
If ever, Narnia decides to make a run back and they need a double for Aslan, you have your majesty right here.
Aslan, Prince Caspian, you guys could choose. Anyways, social media plugs, you can find all my socials in the description. You can find all of these socials in the description. You can check out my bands. Those will be nothing in the description, but that will be on the bio of my Instagram account. So, interesting that you would go check my Instagram account out. You would find my bands there, as well as the Instagram account for my rehearsal space. We have now launched an Instagram account. It will be an easier way for people who want to use the space as a rehearsal to get in touch with us. We also do live sound as well. As you would see on the Instagram account, we do outside gigs, we do inside gigs. On Saturday, we just did a wedding outside. Congress did the wedding, and RTF, we did the sounding. So, yeah. Other than that, brother, how have you been?
Really enjoying these cantaloupes, I must say. Like, take another one, please, before I overindulge.
No, that's the last one. Just go for it.
Oh, you know me so well.
Just go for it. Just go for it.
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I've been good. I've been chill. I've been.
How's been your weekend?
How's been my weekend? Oof, how has been my weekend? I'm not gonna lie, you actually... Okay, no, it's coming back to me. Yes. So...
Look, there comes a time when you have to stop.
Okay.
We know how much you love the herb. There comes a time when you're like, you know what? It's too much. But, like...
Listen.
That's just my style.
Okay, but at the same time, when is enough ever enough? Obviously,
when you forgot what you did a couple of days ago.
Let's just be real. Yes, there is easily, a certain point where you can say is enough on this thing. But on the topic of, not addictions, but on things, that can really be quite enticing. When is enough? For you, when is enough? How do you know you've sat up late enough writing a song? How do you know your fingers are aching enough? How do you know? When is enough?
Okay. No, okay. Let me cook.
Oh, man wants to cook.
Let me cook.
Some
Okay.
would be nice, but cook, brother.
So I think enough becomes enough. Okay, so in context of... Okay, if you're working... if it's something work related, like for an example, as much I feel like I'm as addicted to playing guitar and as in music as you are to fitness.
Okay. Okay.
So you would get your body will physically let you know
Hmm.
this is getting too much.
Mm, of
This is
course.
getting out of hand, right? And for me, it's like okay, it's like the bleeding or the skin coming off, or even just like the the aching of certain body parts, like certain like arms or forearms or wrist. That, but when it's something pleasurable, like for example, your herb or me with my gaming, no. I'm not Hamza. I'm not a boy Hamza. I'm not fapping 5 times a day. I make salah 5 times a day.
MashaAllah. That's why they call us the halal boys, not the un-halal boys.
There we go. Huh? Anyways, so when it's something like that, I think mentally you just know, man. Okay, this is too much now. Or your body, or like your mind will tell you, this is a perfect place for me to stop, or this is a perfect time for me to stop.
You know, two different answers with regards to, the more
Productive.
what we're talking about, like something physical, like gymming or guitar, whatever. Your body gets to a point where it starts to struggle. But I mean, you can't tell me you've never been at that point, as an enthusiast where you've asked yourself, okay, is this really my ceiling, or is this maybe just my body's way of trying to pitch out, tama for the language? But let's be real. And yes, sometimes your physical repercussions are greater than what you're able to push through, and that's fine, that's normal. But again, you can't tell me you haven't had those times where
No, I've
you
definitely.
get the ache, you get the pain, but you think to yourself, you know what, I've been here before. I've tasted this mentally. I think I can go beyond, because that it comes back to that grind set mentality, at least within the things you like.
Nah, definitely, definitely. Let me think. Okay, at the end of last year, I did a show with Conquerors, but we backed an elder by the name of Ras Chabulani. To check him out. Very good artist. Um, and okay, so we did an hour of his songs, and then we did a couple of Congress set list. Um, and in the moment, I thought I was fine. We were doing like we were coming on to 3 hours, right? So in the moment, I was chilled. I was ready. I was going for it. Then, straight after that, like right after we finished, we packed up. We went. I got dropped home. As soon as I got dropped home, I sat from let's say from 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock, busy going over my set list for the next day. I was playing with Kizia the next day at the silo. It was a Christmas gig. So and for that I thought, nah, I've got juice. I've got unlimited amount of juice.
Okay, but
As soon as I lay down, I didn't realize how much I needed that. I didn't realize how much I needed that rest. I didn't realize how much I needed that. Freaking out. So
Now-
I get you.
No, no, and I wanted to say now, you know what, taking that situation on a broader scale than, us talking about like your body just giving up or accepting more than what you can handle in that moment. You took essentially back-to-back shifts, if
Yeah.
I can call it.
Yeah.
Knowing that sometimes your set lists are long, maybe not arduous, but
Yeah.
that comes with its own challenges.
Yeah.
And like you said, when you got home, bang, that's when it kicked in that, you know what, enough was enough at that point. But if you're looking back at it, you didn't think so initially.
No.
I mean, why else would you have been working Conquerors the one day and then Keys here the next?
No.
So again, there.
No,
How do you know when enough is
no,
enough? Until you physically probably
You
can't.
absolutely hit the nail on the head with this one. Definitely,
As always
110%. Yeah, not as always, but you have your moments. You have your moments. You have your moments. But you see, so to perfectly segue into the initial topic which I had for newsflash, you haven't posted one of these in a minute, but it's okay because Zev did say he's going to populate the channel with some of the shorts that we have posted on the other.
Brilliant, brilliant.
So there is
content
active.
to keep
There is-
you people fed.
there is-
you know,
there
I mean,
is
we're
content.
also busy.
There is content, yes, and yeah, like we are, but don't worry, we will still be doing these. What I was gonna say was, so yeah, so to perfectly segue into what the initial topic of the pod is going to be posted around. If we had Prime, we would not be physically challenged.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Is it,
Okay, so this is a multi-layered discussion, or at least in my head it is. It's probably not going to be, and then I'm gonna be disappointed because like I'm banking on at least like 25 minutes of this, and if we can conclude in 10 minutes, I'm going to be a little bit upset. But anyways, so Prime.
personally, the only Prime I genuinely F with is Optimus Prime. You know,
Not
man
Amazon?
is a bona fide G.
Not
No,
Amazon?
no. They was it them who gave the thumbs up on Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings? Is that an Amazon show? Amazon series?
I feel like that's HBO. No. I'm not sure. I'll fact check.
Then again, this is not me hating on Amazon because series wise, because they produce absolutely
Peacemaker, The
immaculate
Boys,
shows. That's
Invincibles.
Invincible. All shows I absolutely love. So again,
God of War.
listen, let's not get into that. You know, again, Optimus Prime, the only Prime that's genuinely freaking badass and amazing. You know, I don't know what Prime you are talking
I'm
of
speaking.
here.
I'm speaking about the. Okay, can I be honest? Okay,
That's what
first
we like to practice.
things first. Now, maybe this is because I haven't been on the streets as much, which is very strange considering what my job is. But I look at certain other things, and I feel like
Women cause
no.
birds sometimes.
No, okay. Because, I can't remember, and I probably wasn't even alive when McDonald's came over. But I'm thinking about Burger King, I'm thinking about Dunkin' Donuts, I'm thinking about Krispy Kreme.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
For me, the hype for those things coming over was far more superior than the hype for Prime. It's just, but again, that is, and again, I'll preface this with saying again, I haven't been out and about, especially in those areas. So
You don't know what the impact on stores is like, you know, as
yes,
opposed to
yes,
yeah,
I don't know what, but like again, I haven't been on the streets for the Krispy Kreme thing, but I know people slept out for Krispy Kreme. They slept outside of Canal for Krispy
All
Kreme.
nasty.
Listen, for all my beautiful listeners, Quality Bake in Athlone makes the best donuts you'll ever need. Right? To all the listeners outside of South Africa, come to South Africa, come to Cape Town, Athlone, Quality Bake, long syrup donuts. You would sacrifice looking gay eating that stuff because that's how good it is. Anyways,
you were saying
yeah. So so for me, the hype wasn't as big as I initially anticipated it to be. In fact, I'm lying. I didn't think it was gonna be big, because if you're looking at what you're dealing with, you are looking at
these are YouTubers,
these are
social media
these are
influencers.
two internet sensations who are playing up to children. So it's only children who are going to give a rat's ass about this thing.
But you know what? Then I suppose you'd be underestimating the iPad kids in South Africa. I mean, we are like, I know people always probably have the initial thought of, oh, you know, South Africa, blah 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 blah. But we are fairly advanced as an African nation.
No.
Especially with regards to that. I mean, how many kids don't grow up on Coco Melon and on YouTube and whatnot
Yeah.
that you know of?
No, 100%. But now then I look at things like Burger King and Krispy Kreme, where I think Burger King would have excited as much as it would have excited children, because that was the first place that had PlayStation freaking 3s in their not restaurants, in their food. Because that's not a restaurant.
Technically, Spur did that as well.
Yeah.
One in Cavendish. Oh, you guys used to slap. Okay, I don't know if you can remember, but they used to like every Thursdays, I believe, bottomless wings and ribs. Oh, mashallah. Let's not get.
I haven't had Spur in a minute. Anyways, we'll get onto that. So yeah, for me when I looked at the because Burger King plays to everyone. Krispy Kreme plays to everyone because it's a donut shop from America. In fact, I think because Krispy Kreme plays towards young adults more than anybody else.
Look, irrespective of the market, I think the hype is a bit. Initially, the hype would be a lot more warranted because these are, bigger, more trusted brands. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
never been here.
Fair enough.
In America,
Fair enough.
overseas and whatnot, branches, franchises are known, they're trusted, whatever. They got a reputation. Prime essentially just started out, even in like America and
Yeah,
UK.
it
Essentially,
started out almost a year ago, I believe.
yeah,
A
I
year,
mean,
2 years ago.
it's not essentially that long.
Yeah.
Especially not long enough for anybody outside of those respective countries to have any need to know about it. I mean, to be fair though, it's gotten to the point where you'll see like on the UFC event that just passed, Prime was a sponsor. So they've gotten
Prime
to that.
sponsors Arsenal as well.
Look there, they've gotten to
So-
that stage currently. So we can't say that they're not doing well for themselves. Clearly,
No,
they probably are.
Yeah.
But I don't think the hype was anywhere nearly as warranted. Nor do I think as deserved. Again, not a fan of Prime. To be fair, it tasted like. Honestly, I don't know what I could akin that to. It just tasted like a bunch of electrolytes. That's all.
I'm pro Prime. I am pro Prime, and
You listen. He likes to be devil's advocate. We know this. You
I'm-
should know this.
no.
You should know this.
No. I genuinely do like the product. Okay, I haven't had the green one, but I've had all the other flavors so far, and okay.
Okay. Before we continue about that, what's your favorite flavor of Prime? Is it green, blue, or KSI's dick? Hey,
Well, other than
is that chocolate? Is that chocolate shaker that delicious, brother? Cause you gobbling.
I'm not gobbling. If I like a product, I like a product. Okay, can I
At the same time.
Okay. I'm about to take you to school. I don't like John Petrucci's Dunlop Jazz Picks. I prefer his normal picks. Well, the other ones I'll put up a picture. And John Petrucci's my guy, right? This is my guy we're speaking about here. So I do normally go into these things with an open mind. For me, and I've spoken to a lot of people about the matter. And for me, what I'm hearing, I'm not saying that this is with you. I'm saying with a lot of people, I think the hype has clouded the opinion a tad bit.
I see why you could say
Because for me, when I look, okay, we're using the word hype a lot. I've had the energy drink hype, right? I've had, and I know this isn't an energy drink, but this is who they're competing with. Let's be real. They're not competing with Lucozade here in South Africa. If you walk past the fridge, well, it's only exclusively in Checkers, but eventually at some point, if it does go to these other retail stores, if a child sees an energy, a Powerade, a Monster, a Prime, that's the
they're gonna want a Prime. To be fair,
that's the
they're gonna want
competition,
a
right?
Prime.
But okay, so what I was saying was, look, you're seeing initially. Okay, let's take it all the way back. This is purely based off of the rivalry, or not based, but it started off from the rivalry between Logan Paul and KSI, the boxing rivalry. Whether you think it's fake or not, I don't care. I'm a wrestling fan. I don't care. Right?
He just enjoys the entertainment.
I just enjoy the entertainment, and to be honest, I didn't really follow that much. So I'm not really riding the KSI dick train. I didn't really follow. I don't really
Not
follow.
really. Not really.
I don't follow KSI's boxing career. I don't even follow his music that much. I think some of it's decent. Anyways, so it started off with that. They made a podcast together. They made up, and eventually a business venture came onto Logan Paul, and he included KSI. One point that I heard was that this wasn't marketed, this was hyped, which is an absolutely bullcrap statement. This drink was well marketed. If you look at how they did it, even if you look at how like, I'm not the biggest Logan Paul guy, but the way he has promoted this drink, fair play. He has literally put it in every single shot. Every time you see Logan Paul, there's a bottle of Prime either behind him, in front of him, somewhere. It's insane, right? So what that is doing is you can't promote or you can't advertise something as a quality drink. All you are advertising is the bottle, right? So I would assume the real luxury is to be able to own a bottle of it, not necessarily to drink it, but to have the bottle, right? So coming back to what I was going to say was I've tasted Prime, no, sorry, I've tasted Hype, I've tasted Monster, I've tasted Score. There is a flavor of Monster that tastes exactly like those other drinks, right? Then there's a certain flavor of the Switch that tastes exactly like those other drinks. My expectation going into getting one, because I got 2 bottles for the podcast, but unfortunately somebody had already tasted it, so I thought, okay, no, let's just scrap it. We can just speak about it.
Always tasting things.
Sorry?
Nothing. Continue.
Anyways, so yeah, when I got it, and okay, I sent him a message. I was like, "Listen, I got." So he's like, "Look, you already tried it. This is his thoughts." I was like, "Okay, fine. We can keep that conversation for now." I thought, okay, well, I might as well drink mine. All I wanted was for it to have it. Okay, there was 2 things that I wanted. I wanted it to have its own distinct flavor, its own distinct taste, and obviously, I want to enjoy what I'm drinking. And for me, I checked both of those check marks. You put a bottle of Prime, or you put Prime in a glass compared to Energy in a glass without looking at it, because I know Energy has food coloring and Prime doesn't. You can taste which one is which. That's all I wanted, because again, they're not advertising this thing as this is the greatest tasting drink of all time. This is not like Gordon Ramsay promoting his restaurant where you're like, nah, you're going there for quality, right?
So what are you going to buy a bottle of Prime for?
Well, obviously for the actual purposes.
Hype culture. You see, hype
That's not
culture.
hype culture.
I mean, come on.
Okay, initially it's hype culture, but afterwards you can stop. You can stop drinking it
And
afterwards.
I mean, for 30, what's it? Alhamdulillah. Is it what, 30, 40 bucks? 40 bucks
But dude,
for glorified colored cuck.
But it's not colored.
See-through, translucent cuck. My
It's
bad.
actually
I
healthier.
didn't even pay attention to what it looks like.
It's
I
act- it's
just took a sip and I was like, ha.
It's actually a healthier option. But the thing is, everything is ridiculously overpriced in this country. Everything.
Don't use that as an excuse when there are cheaper alternatives. Everything is expensive. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
but
okay,
it's
okay,
slightly
okay,
less
okay,
expensive.
okay,
Which
okay,
not slightly.
okay.
It's way less expensive.
Would you spend $80 on a Game Station 5, or would you spend 12 grand on a PlayStation 5?
Definitely the PlayStation 5.
Exactly. Right? And that's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking that there's like better alternatives. I'm saying if we take away our clouded judgment based off of hype, if we take that away and if you grade the drink alone as a drink, maybe you'd have a different opinion. I'm not saying you, but maybe you'd have a different opinion. And all I'm saying is that, again, objectively, it's fine.
How can you say objectively it's fine? You're speaking from your own stance.
Does it taste like piss?
It's the closest drink to piss.
Have you drank piss?
Allegedly. No, I'm joking. I've been drank piss. I wouldn't know, but I could imagine it tastes foul.
For an example, somebody told me,
somebody
oh, I'd rather drink a Score. Listen, I've had Score. I've had plenty of Score. Score tastes like petrol. That's 10 rand. I'm sorry. I'm not spending $10 on something that tastes like petrol.
Score tastes that bad. You know?
It tastes like petrol.
No,
it's like,
no,
I don't think
Score
it's
tastes
like, should this be going inside of my freaking car? No.
It's honestly
no.
I don't think it's that bad. Again, the same guy who was saying that Prime is objectively good. No ways, brother. No. I'm not going to take that.
No, for anybody who, in fact, a lot of you won't know, because there's a lot more eyes watching this than there was in my channel. By the way, link to my channel in the description. Go and give me a subscribe.
Plug. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I spent a year working in retail at Stodel's Plants, what for whatever. And that last couple of months I had there, I didn't have time to pack in lunch because we had to move so early because of traffic. Um, and I would literally fork a 10 rand up, and I would go to one of my coworkers and buy a score every day. I've had that crap every day.
At that point, it's really
No, no, no,
unhealthy,
no, no.
though.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is hectic.
I'm
Score gets really unhealthy. when
Listen,
it's-
listen.
Like in
listen.
moderation, but too much score.
Listen. I've had school every day without any breakfast, lunch, or well, okay, I've had supper. I'm surprised I'm here. Anyways, I never ever liked it. It was you know what? This is something cold. This is something fuzzy. I'm standing in the hot freaking sun,
And it gives you energy.
and
though.
just done. Okay,
gives you that vomatel, you know.
right. Whereas for me, I genuinely like the flavors that Prime gives off. I love the blue flavor. Love it absolutely. Think it's like I don't know, man. There is just people will say, "Oh, it's too sweet." It's like, dude, this is the same people that will go to Crumbs and Cream and order a chocolate brownie waffle with Nutella on and Oreo ice cream.
No, but you see,
and
let's,
I would get that
let's
too.
apply context.
I
then.
would get that
If you're
too.
going to Crumbs and Cream, are you not expecting a decadent, sweet, enriching flavor when you're drinking, flippin'
What
Prime?
energy drink isn't sweet?
No, to be fair, that's a good point. But to be fair, you probably don't need to make it sweet to be a
It's
good
like
energy
2 grams of sugar in there, though.
drink. Prime.
Yes. I don't think people read the back of the bottle properly. There's like 2 grams of sugar. I drank Prime yesterday because I thought, okay, it's chilled for what I'm cutting out on. I looked at the back. I was
Yeah,
like,
that extra $20.
this. Listen,
You could have given that, to poor Benjamin on the side of the road, but no.
Altaf.
No,
Altaf.
you're putting that towards Prime.
Altaf,
Think
are
about that.
Altaf,
Think about that.
Altaf, are you really going on this high horse? Let me just tell you a story. One day, somebody walked past my house. I was busy walking him out. Somebody walked past my house. Now I know this person because he lives in my neighborhood, but he looks a bit scruff. So the guy says, "Hello, what is my cousin's initial reaction? Ah, sorry, man, we have nothing for you." Don't give me that crap.
Yeah,
Don't give it-
we
look.
didn't.
Look, my
Honesty.
My point is this. And there's a sub point to this.
Always is with you, but
My point is this. Look, I remember back in the day, not a couple of years ago, when I was a child, 12 years old, I used to save up 600 rand to go buy the latest Gears of War or the latest Forza or PES, because PES was still competing with FIFA at the time, and FIFAs were actually still good. I remember having to save up 600 rand. I remember telling myself, okay, so because obviously wrestling fan used to buy all the wrestling games every year. I used to tell myself from January till November, I have that amount of time to save up a 600 rand, and then I would do it. I'd get my money, right? I'm now putting out 1,300 rand for God of War Ragnarok. I'm now putting out maybe 1,500 for Spider-Man 2 because I want the DLCs, right? At the end of the day, why am I willing to do that? Is that not ridiculously priced? And be honest.
Look, let me just cut it short. Value subjective.
No-
At the
no.
end of the day, irrespective of what that price tag says, the value is going to be different towards every individual is going to take that. Every individual is going to apply a different value to it, regardless.
Okay.
Because that same money, not only is it going to translate differently for everybody, for everybody's needs, for everybody's wants, it will obviously impact whether or not they feel it's worth spending.
Right? Okay, but think about it this way. Because look, okay, gaming isn't real. Even though, listen, feel like God was written based off of my story. I'm joking. But gaming is more targeted towards children, right? Because look, we got into gaming at a very young age, and you would expect the next generation to find gaming around the same age as we did, which was around 5, 6, 7, right? As a parent, who in this country who genuinely has 1-3 to pull out for a new game despite how desperately the child wants it? It's not ideal, right? To spend 12 grand on a console is not ideal. I love Oreos. I think spending 20 Rand a week on Oreos is not ideal. There's a lot of crap in this country that is overpriced. I just think that we are overstretching it because of so many people who are so tremendously excited over drink. If we're gonna be objective, is 40 Rand expensive for drink? Absolutely. But then again, so is everything else. 20 Rand for, well, what's 20, 25 Rand, 30 Rand for a soda is expensive. 12 grand for a console is expensive. A brand new iPhone, like the most space, I think he's spending almost over 30 grand or over 30 grand, is expensive. There's a lot of crap in this country that is overpriced, right? And what I'm saying is, if you like it and you think that's the best option for you on the market, go and get it. And if you don't like it, move along. Segueing into my other point, I feel that there's a lot of people that are fake hating on this drink because they want social media numbers. How many Cape Colours did you not see this week do this? Ah, die pro kak Oros is better. Like, I've seen the same TikTok over and over and over and over. And I'm like, you know what? At some point, I'm like, you know what? Your opinion is just being skewed because you want to be a part of that niche that doesn't like it. That's just the way I see it.
Definitely. No, to be fair though, whether or not they're being genuine or not, it definitely has become a trend to dump on Prime, or at least maybe that's just the general consensus.
Not necessarily on Prime, on anything that has majority of the people excited. I remember watching. Okay, well, if anybody doesn't, I love Cobra Kai. I think it's the best show on Netflix. I think it's the best show that Netflix has to offer. Cobra Kai, Stranger Things, that's my bags, right? I remember watching Cobra Kai the last season that has been put out, and remember being blown away by how good it was. So good, loved every single bit of it. And then you have these freaking dumbasses on TikTok. Now some of them are joking, right? And I don't want to. But then you have some of these dumbasses. I bet you if you put Jaden Smith's Karate Kid in there, you'd beat all of them. It's like, who cares? Let the majority of us be excited about something, okay? And if you're not a part of that, then you're not a part of that. That's chill.
All I'm going to say is there's no point in getting upset over naysayers. There always going to be naysayers. Whether anything generates hype, it's doing good. If I can just put it like this, whenever something is going up, it's only normal for there to be people who wish for it to go down. It's just how it is. There are just people like that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think
it's pointless to kind of... Because there's a market for it. There's obviously people who like that, who are into that. Irrespective, there's no point in hitting on naysayers.
There's this guy that...
do their thing.
There's this guy that I had a conversation with regarding Prime. And so I took a picture of my ice pop flavor. Took a picture of that. And I was like, okay, my verdict... It slaps. I enjoy it. And he says, worst drink ever, right? And I'm like, no, I actually quite like it. I don't mind it. I don't hate it at all. I think I said this. I think as much as the hype has overrated it, the hate that this drink
has
now underrated. Balance. Exactly. That's what it is. Because I saw all the amount of praise that I was getting at first. Because there were some people that I know that obviously has tasted it before, and there's some people that I know that it's not inside the country, shout out Johnny, that has drank it and has liked it, right? So I was like, okay. And then comes here and all the people hate it. And a lot that you hear is of the price. Obviously, before this, Obsessions was selling it for $600, which is incredibly wow. Anyways, so yeah, what was I saying? So I saw the amount of hate that I was getting, and I was like, oh, not bad. So you can make the argument that my opinion is also skewed because all I heard was one side of the coin. And if I probably heard over amount of praise, I'd probably be like, it's okay, it's fine. And that's essentially what I'm saying, is that it's fine.
Oh well, it's clear that your expectation was just built different.
My expectations was built different.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was, so this guy's like, worst drink ever. So I was like, no, I don't hate it. I think it's fine. I actually quite enjoy it. I have a bit of like I've like the ice pop has a weird flavor, so I'm kind of into all the exotic tastes, and I'm about that life, right? I knew you were gonna do that, that's why I said it. Anyways, so he's like, yeah, I don't hate it either. I'm like, dude, you just called it the worst drink ever. You
Is this Johnny now?
No, it's not Johnny. No, Johnny likes it. Johnny's pro prime.
Oh,
with
of
me.
course, of course.
Right. This is some other dude that I was speaking to online about it. And he was like, "What justifies you paying $40 for it?" I told him, "Because I like it."
Oh yeah, no, if somebody's gonna bring or come at you from that angle, then literally just because you like it.
Because I like. I'm not telling you to
Can't
pay
get
for.
mad over somebody else's money.
Look here.
Is what
If
it is.
everybody stops purchasing Prime tomorrow, great, because I want to try the green one out and it won't be freaking sold out. I don't care if you like it or not. I like it. And am I willing to pay $40 for it? If I have the cash, yeah, why not? Why not? If I can buy 10 bottles on the spot, I'll buy me one. Right? Like that's how it is. You know, what did Jay-Z say? If you can afford two BMW, or if you can afford two
you can
Lambo-
afford something twice.
then you
Then
then,
you go- then
then
you-
you can afford
yeah.
it. Then you can afford it. That's
Yeah.
what he said. So yeah, if I could buy 10 of it, I'll get me one. Right? So I don't know. Look, and I don't know. He then posted a WhatsApp status where the majority have now spoken about all their favorite energy drinks. But again, Prime is not an energy drink, but has spoken. And then I think Prime got 19. Says like, see guys, the verdict's out. The people have spoken. Prime's not that great after all. This guy's a Slipknot fan, or he's a metal fan. He's a metal fan. I felt like going online, getting up a forum. Who's better, Justin Bieber or Slipknot? And seeing what the majority of the people say, then and then sending that and say, numbers don't lie. Drake is the most streamed artist on Spotify. I'll fact check that, but it was once upon a time.
That would indicate that he's the best artist of all
Exactly,
time.
right? So I just
According to that logic.
according to that logic,
Let's just
yeah,
put that
we
out
all know
there.
that everybody's a Dream Theater clone. Anyways, so according to that logic, so I was like, people have spoken. For me, I don't understand how this is as deep as. I mean, look, granted, this is content for us because we are now going in and we are deep diving and we are exploring all of this crap. But, dudes, I remember when Dunkin' Donuts came, and for me, I think okay, well, I think we can conclude here and we can get on to a different point, but a different topic. But I remember people initially being excited because why wouldn't just Dunkin' Donuts? It's a brand that you see on TV. I understand that. Look, is it a herd mentality? Yes, it is. But I understand being excited for these certain things. You know, like when
Curiosity. I'd be saying I'm lying if I didn't once upon a time have that same reaction.
Yeah.
You want to try it.
you want to try
it.
something, yeah. You go for it, and like for an example, Burger King for me was a huge success. I love Burger King.
Burger King. Oh, Burger King slaps.
Burger King does
King
slap,
slaps.
right? And I wouldn't know
I
about
actually
that
lost
if
for
it
some
wasn't
Burger
for the hype that it brought in 2013 when it came, right? But I remember people trying Dunkin'. Now Dunkin' Donuts is no longer here, but I remember people trying it. Some people liking it, a lot of people not liking it, and people just stopped speaking about it. And the next thing you know, it's all out of the shops. Baskin Robbins, the same thing, came here, wasn't people's bag, and it went right. What happened? So all I'm saying is, I was like, yeah, if you want to be a part of the hype train, go be a part of the hype train. I'm not mad. You can taste it, and basically be what you said. Not worth $40 for me. Not really my bag. And I would assume you probably haven't spoken about this probably since now. Oh well, we spoke about it on Sunday.
Yeah, no,
Right?
it hasn't kept me. It hasn't kept me from sleep at night. You know?
Move on with your day, please. So I think I mean, look, the title of this podcast is gonna be called "Everybody Hates Prime."
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
you know.
So
Squeeze out that succulent.
so
prime
we
numbers
just
as much as you can.
yeah, I just thought we should tackle that. I know I did majority of the speaking. Why don't you speak to me about your experience with the drink? What didn't you like about it? And I'll give you the floor. I'll even move away from the mic.
It ain't that deep, you know. Not a big fan of the taste necessarily. Very pricey, and I think, to be fair, for me that is the biggest issue, because I'm not somebody who would go and pay the $40 on, what is it, a 500 ml bottle of Prime, when I personally much rather enjoy sparkling water, which is much cheaper,
Much better for you also.
much better. So yeah, just for me, how my brain works in the situation is, it's just another beverage. I'm not someone who needs to have a carbonated or fizzy drink whenever, if I can spill myself. Don't really care that much, so I don't deep it. Just not a fan of the taste. There's better priced alternatives. That's essentially it. If I see a bottle of Prime somewhere, like if I go somewhere,
Okay.
and there's and somebody's bought it already,
And they-
go to
and
a
they offer
party
you.
and I'll be like, sure, why not? But yeah, that's essentially it.
Now,
Nothing
initially,
deep.
I thought I was gonna have the same opinion, right? But again, I like the weird flavor that it has. I do. I'm on board.
Yeah, that weird flavors. So for any of you, okay, let me not misgender anything out there, but whatever you are,
No.
whatever you bring to the table, whatever you're capable of doing on the table, bring it. Because my brother loves weird flavors.
Okay.
Bring it.
We actually have about 15 minutes left. So,
Wow, you see, all because man's over here can't get enough of that KSI dick.
I love Prime. I'm on board.
Listen.
I'm looking.
Let's use KSI and the fact that you like chugging on his dick as a beautiful way to segue into the football. Like our KSI's favorite team, Arsenal.
There is.
Odegaard. Let me just say Odegaard. Oof.
There is.
Oof. Oof.
There is so much.
Emo KDB contention for midfield of the season. I'm gonna put that out there.
I'm
Odegaard has been immaculate.
I'm trying to
Immaculate.
think. I'm trying to think. Is there any other midfielders I would
Immaculate.
put in there?
Immaculate.
I mean, personally, I'd put Casemiro in that as well. You said midfielder. He didn't specify.
No, he's a midfielder. Of course he counts.
He's a midfielder. But then again, we kind of knew what Casemiro was bringing to the table. I think people automatically assumed it wasn't going to work just because it's United buying a Real Madrid player, and that normally does go to short. In fact, no, it doesn't. Varane's been class.
Look, Casemiro's shown he clearly still has the capabilities even in his old age. I'm a United hater, certified, but I will admit that he has been probably your most integral player of the season. It's been showcased many times. When he doesn't play,
Look.
you guys either lose, you cop a draw while looking complete ass cheeks. So he's clearly, I think, your most important player. He's literally the backbone of that United team.
Look, okay, I think this will probably be judging by the way things are looking, this is probably going to be one of the last times I speak about my club in a positive way.
Ooh, lovely. Let's go.
But look, if we're gonna speak about players of the seasons, and I want to give a shout out to my boys, because I think there's a lot of players that different people can look at and say he was integral. No, he was integral, and that's the foundation of a very good team that you've got there. Some people will say Rashford, some people will say Casemiro, some people will say Martinez, some people will say Bruno. And I think that all of them did play a role.
You're gonna say De Gea.
Sorry?
You're gonna say De Gea.
Yes, I think, but because people are fickle, De Gea has made 2 mistakes in the past couple of games.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, okay, De Gea was never ever Alisson. He's a club legend. He was never ever Alisson. He was never ever freaking Costa. He's not gonna be Costa. He's not gonna be Diogo Costa.
Listen, I'm sorry. Just on the topic, Alisson appreciation. Please, Liverpool fans out there, even if you're not a Liverpool fan, if you like football, send appreciations to freaking Alisson Becker. That man is insane. I kid you not. If we had any other goalkeeper in that league, in our team, I truly believe we wouldn't be in the position to kind of crawl back into potential top 4 contention.
Yeah,
that man has been amazing.
Yeah, the
Sublime.
odds are still
Sublime.
against you.
Definitely. But again, guys, as we were discussing, as my brother here was about to say, United's downfall will be there. We will be there.
It's not
We'll
a
be
down.
there.
Look, guys, it's not a downfall.
Definitely slipping, I think.
Look, okay, in context of the season, yes, it is a downfall. But again, we must really get brought back down to earth. What are the cards that Ten Hag was being dealt with? Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay. Listen, Marcus Rashford was not the player he was this season. He was not. Look, look, Ronaldo's my father, and I absolutely love the crap out of him. But he was dealt with a spoiled child. He was given a spoiled child in Ronaldo. There was. Look, Sancho looked non-existent in a lot of.
Still, I've yet to actually see him in
Nah,
a United
nah.
shirt.
Nah,
okay,
nah,
I'm joking.
Sancho-
He's had 1 or 2 decent games,
No,
but
he's-
regardless.
I think-
No, I'm sorry. For the player Sancho was hyped up to be, for what was spent, and for what the package of what Sancho was at that point was promised, he's not that. Let's be real. He's not that.
Yeah,
that was a
but-
dream. That was a fever dream.
No, but-
that is not Sancho.
But again, if you look at who brought him in, Ollie never knew what he was doing.
Okay, yes, Oli is clueless, tactless, whatever. But
Look,
you cannot
okay.
deny that Sancho before
Okay.
United was a gifted player.
He still
Was
is.
he not? Exactly. He was one of the most sought after English talents
Okay.
in the world.
I'll say this now twice, and I'll say this. I don't care. You can clip this if you want to. Put Erling Haaland up front for United. He barely gets to 15. He barely gets to 15. I'm serious. Look, Haaland is prolific. He scores goals, and you would get goals for United. But when you have, when you no,
Continue before my brain short circuits.
okay, how did Liverpool beat City earlier this season? They played.
Isolated Highland.
They isolated.
Highland.
No,
Yeah.
they isolated.
the midfield.
They isolated
Yes.
De Bruyne.
Yes.
How did-
Alan was getting fed nothing essentially.
How did we beat him? You had Fred on De Bruyne, and how much times did Alan touch the ball in the box? 4 times.
Look, okay. I see what you're saying.
Both. But look, what we saw in preseason. I know preseason. I don't care. What you saw in preseason was fluidity between Sancho, Martial, and Rashford. Sancho is so obviously a systematic player. A release the ball, passing, and that's his bag. Whereas Rashford is the more
Give him a bit more credit.
I'm gonna take you on. Yes, we know Sancho has the takers, but for bulk of the game, he's passing. I've always said we've made the wrong signing, and so did City. At least for the longest time, Grealish is coming into his own now. But Grealish would have been perfect for Ollie's team, and Sancho would have been perfect
You
for
always
Pep's
say
team.
that. Yeah, you always
Perfect
say
because that's the type of football. Sancho plays ball the way Pep wants him to. Sancho
very
would
systematic. Yeah.
Sancho would get into okay, maybe not Sancho now, but Sancho for 30 million would get into Pep's team and would leave City probably on 70 or 80 million again. All I'm saying is, yes, we've had and there have been moments. I always say this. Rashford, yes, I think Rashford probably has had his most goals scored in a season this year. Or the season, but the reason why I'm praising Rashford isn't because of his goals, it's because of how he's playing. It's his movement, it's everything else. He looks more, or at least for a huge period of the season, he actually looked like a left winger. And when it was time for him to go up front, actually played like a striker as well. He's playing better, but still, when you look at even who did we play last week? Brighton. I mean that.
Alistair. This is McAllister. Yes, Alexis McAllister.
Yeah.
Shout out. Come to Liverpool. Come to Liverpool.
Anyways, when you look at that game, Martial up front got one chance, and you know who fed it to him? Himself. So that's what I'm saying. As much as you want to talk about Sancho's not as Sancho's playing in a system that he can't play, and if you put Haaland in that same system, he won't score goals. You won't. I guarantee you, will not score goals. You will not score goals, because if Haaland comes into the team, he's relying on Bruno, he's relying on Rashford, and he's relying on Anthony or Sancho, whoever plays. That's who he's relying on. When you take De Bruyne out of that game, Haaland is non-existent, and the same thing can be said about Sancho. I know. Look, there's going to be a lot of heated United fans that probably would disagree with me, but look the crap up. There, somebody did a video on Twitter where they did back to back what Sancho does at Dortmund and what he does at United. And the problem is our fullbacks aren't smart enough to see what Sancho is doing. When you look at the fullback that he played for at Dortmund, when he holds the ball and hops on it, the fullback's supposed to make the run. Overlap passes. Okay, well, Wan-Bissaka wasn't doing that. The low not doing that.
But again, that's a completely different system. You guys
There
don't.
we go.
You guys don't go for the whole. No, but at
that's
the
what I'm
same
saying.
time,
But that's what I'm saying.
irrespective of him
he came.
being that, do you not think that if he was genuinely that player, he'd adapt? He'd be able to, yes, it's not the system he'd prefer.
Yeah, but
it's game time. It's minutes. It's with other technically
but
gifted players.
But it's like asking a professional gardener to make you a steak. You employ him because of his magnificent gardening skills, but then you come and say, but you're on kitchen duty.
But in the realm of football, the difference ain't as big as a gardener and a freaking and Gordon freaking Ramsay. That's not the difference.
No.
In the realm of football, yes, certain teams have showcased that, being more dogmatic or at least systematic in your approach, being I can't say Pep's team is robotic, but
they've been for the longest time they've been too robotic for Grealish. That's That's what I'm saying.
You see that, and that's the thing. Yes, that's a style of football. It's a very effective, very good style of football. But so is more of a Potter's Brighton, or. I don't want to say Ole's United because it wasn't anything. But
now Ole's United was vibes.
The type of team that utilized, vibes, players' own creation, them just playing their football, doing their thing, showcasing their individual abilities. Yeah, man. I don't know.
I remember.
If I were a United fan, I would just want a bit more from Sancho.
I remember taking a good look at Sancho, and I remember when Liverpool's fans said at the time they take Sancho. I was like, why? Sancho's not gonna do what you want your right winger to do. Your right winger Salah.
Yeah, he's not that type of right winger.
Sancho's not gonna cut in, score. I mean, he will have his moments. You'll have his moments, but he's not going to cut in and score.
That's not his major impact on the team. Yeah.
I don't understand what you want. The closest thing we've seen to Sancho at his best at United was under Rangnick. Under Rangnick, when he actually had a number 9 whose positional play was magnificent.
Cavani.
No, Ronaldo.
No. Oh, yes.
Ronaldo. They might have not had goals and assists between the two of them, but watch the two of them. Watch when the two of them used to play together. It actually looked like something. It looked worth something. So again, with Sancho, we all know what the problem is, and also the other thing is I don't know what has happened to him. I think was it his friend that committed suicide or something. But he's been out. He's been out of the team. Wow. He has come back. He's been back now for a minute, but he is for bulk of the season.
Mentally, yeah, he's definitely got quite
for bulk of the season. He has been out. But look. What I would say about United is I think we're missing our centre-backs drastically. Not because we're not defending well, but I think just because it's a double blow because, yes, Varane and Martinez are very good centre-backs. I'd say up there with the best centre-back partnerships of the season. But they had massive influence on the team itself.
That affects confidence as well. I mean, we need to remember football isn't... these are real life human beings. They're not robots.
Yeah.
They have emotions, they have feelings, and again, mentality and the scope of the moment, all of that. If you're playing without your two best centre backs, I'm sure in your mind there's gonna be a little bit of doubt. You're gonna feel a little bare.
Yeah.
You are gonna feel wounded. You're gonna feel a lot. You're probably gonna feel a lot more things than if you knew, you had your best guys behind you. You're covered from the back. So I'll give them that mentally. It must not have been easy, knowing that there's a potential you're gonna be playing with Harry Maguire. I can't imagine what it must be like playing with somebody like that on the same team. Like how, has somebody like Ronaldo not killed him in his time there? Considering Ronaldo's serial winning mentality. And you just have Maguire who's trying to do what you do, but on the opposite side of the field. we'll give him that. Absolutely sublime striker. I mean, you wanted to talk about the best players, not the best players, but the players who were integral to United's season. You can't forget Harry Maguire.
Yes.
Who else
Bench player
was
of the season.
responsible for United's downfall? Very integral to the way the season has clearly shaped up so far.
Has there been a better bench player than Harry Maguire this season?
Darwin, no.
No. When I say bench player, I don't mean somebody who comes off. I mean somebody who stays there.
Yeah.
Dude, I am so sorry, but we are gonna have to cut off
We are
because
going to cut off.
ESCOM,
Load shedding. But it's fine. We spoke about the big boys. We spoke about Arsenal, Manchester City, United, Liverpool. We don't need to cover Chelsea. We don't need to cover Tottenham.
There's tons more coming on this channel. There's a clip that I actually wanted to see with Sneeko giving Fresh and Fit some pushback. It is beautiful, but we'll tackle that on the next episode. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, our social medias will all be in the description. My channel will be in the description. If you like what you saw, click like, share the podcast, subscribe, comment, let us know what you want us to speak about next.
Pastor Rhymes over here.
There we go. With that being said, we are out.